Hello, everybody, and welcome to another stream. I'm trying another approach with my headset. So right now it's just plugged into the USB through cable. It's not on Bluetooth anymore. So I had somebody that reported that the previous headset was better. So let's see how having it connected via the cable. I guess some other people were saying that there's kind of sometimes the audio would cut in and out. So let's see how this goes. Hey, Darkside, welcome, welcome. Hopefully the audio is coming in okay. Like I said, I'm uh, I'm trying here, I guess. So yeah. But welcome to the stream. Welcome, welcome one and all. Yeah. So. Oh, perfect, perfect. Well, hopefully, let me know if it cuts out. I'm kind of curious myself if having it via the cable might do a little bit better than the Bluetooth. I don't know. All right. Well, you see a little dog here. So, um, as I was thinking of, what we did last week, namely, with rescuing the two NPCs and, getting them to load into the vehicle, which I'm not sure how far we got last week. I did do a little bit more refining on the AI, so they follow you along and they both get into the same placement. And I was kind of thinking, that there is a dog in the bunker, right? That I've had planned there from the get-go, because I love dogs. And one of the mechanics that I was learning while I was learning Unreal was playing montages, and I thought, okay, let's try, playing montages and interacting. So I thought, let's try and actually play a montage that would you would pet the dog. And that was, kind of cool, a little static to some extent. So I thought, well, kind of, where does that dog come from? The origin of the dog. But I was kind of thinking, I could tie it into this mission where you rescue these folks to actually pick up the dog that they have, kind of with them in the basement. Hey, Saites, welcome, welcome. So I implemented this little mechanic here, so let me show you. And along with that, there's also a couple of more things that I've added to the car because, you want to be able to load the little puppy in the car. So right now you can like open and close the trunk. And you'll notice that the interaction for this is set up here. So basically it's right where around the tag. And the reason I did that is because once you open the trunk, I want the player to be able to put something in the back here. So if I close that and I go pick up the puppy, and it's kind of cool because I did play around with it, and I did do quite a bit of learning as well while implementing the dog. And as you can see, the dog is playing a couple of just static animations and at the same time is looking at you. So it also has that, where the head is pointing towards you at certain times. There's also kind of like the dangling little dog tag. And yeah, making some of these assets did take a little bit of time, but that was part of it as well. And kind of the cans jiggle around a little bit in the box. Um, and luckily, this was, and also I did a little bit of practice with like the parallax occlusion mapping because you can see like the fur is kind of standing out a little bit. It's like around here, around the cheekbones and around the chest. You can kind of tell it's fur, but it's not. It's just the material. Um, hey, Heavens. Yeah, well, that was just a little bit of a preview for that video. Darkside Gaming, I suggest you make a different animation for carrying the dog, as it's will be very heavy to lift the dog. Well, so the lifting part, I don't have an animation for that, so it just kind of falls in your lap, so to speak, and not so much as but when you carry it. See, you kind of wobble around a little bit, and you can't run either. So that's the or jump. So I've disconnected that completely. So right now you can't, while you carry the crate, you can't jump or run. Um, so the thing that I did is like right now you see you can drop the crate, so you can just place him down here and then pick him up again. But what happens, and you can only interact, you can only do that when once you look in a little bit of a tighter spot around the crate. Like if you look up here, you can't do that. But so when you get close to the vehicle, you can see that you can no longer, and I need to fix the fact that you can't interact with the dog anymore afterwards. But what I wanted to take priority is opening the trunk, right? When I'm close to the car, and then once I move away, um, the ability to interact with the crate again is available. But but yeah, once I close into the vehicle, what I wanted to take priority is the ability to open the trunk, so that way I can now place uh, the crate inside of the vehicle, literally like attaching it. The same thing I'm doing um, with the with the NPCs. And so that's what we're going to look at it today. Hopefully I have enough brain cells left to get that in. It's almost there. It's a matter of once you because there's like multiple interaction points on the truck. There's on the SUV. There's like the trunk lid. There's also kind of getting into the vehicle. And another one that we're going to do today is this placement point where the crate is going to get loaded into the vehicle. All right, so let's take a look at how that would work. Because what I wanted to hopefully accomplish is get um, the NPCs already follow you and load into the vehicle. So actually, let me show you. I'm not sure how far along we got last week and some of the stuff that I've done over the past week. So right now, let's just get into the vehicle here. And so they should be following you along. Let's see, the door should open and there's like an animation that gets played for both of them. It's still the animation is not, perfectly placed or like uh, laid out, and they're kind of sitting a little bit too low in the seat, so that's just adjusting a little bit the sockets and so on. So after that, you can just drive along, and they'll be there with you. Of course, the one thing that I also need to do is when I get out of the vehicle to update that variable so their behavior trees know that they need to get out of the vehicle. Okay, so let me get out of and by the way, like I said, hopefully the audio is coming in okay. Dark side, that's a huge compliment. Thank you. Um, well, yeah, it's so there's, a lot of games out there. If you think about it, there's going to be at least the types of game that I play, and I think The Last of Us is going to be a game that I'm going to play, of course. But I kind of wish that they held off on releasing the series. Actually, now that I'm thinking of it, I wish I would have played the game before watching the series, because they're gonna release it on PC. I'm not sure why it took them so long to put it out for PC. That doesn't make sense to me from like a standpoint of. Well, I'm kind of guessing at that time. When did it come out? The Last of Us. Um, that came out in 2013, so I can kind of see that the graphics were not up to par with what we have today. And but they could have made a good amount of money if they did a remaster. I mean, people, they do that quite often. Like the one that I'm thinking of is uh, Dead Space. So they did a complete rework of that. They also did one for like Mafia, and that was a pretty good success. So, um, but yeah, I wish I would have played the game before watching the series because right now I'm kind of gonna know what's happening. Of course, only up to season one, right? But and I think that's kind of I haven't even looked at the game. Like I don't want to spoil it, even though I watched the series. So I'm hoping that the game will be worth it. Okay, but yeah, like I was saying, there's the kind of you have the enemies, you have the NPCs, the friendly NPCs, and you have some of these every kind of these task related cute things, like with Far Cry, with Fallout. You have the pets, right? You have the that you can that can join you along, and that's a cool mechanic as well, which I love. Hey, Jens, welcome, welcome. So I think that's one of the reasons that I don't really play like these hack and slash games so much. Like I play Doom, the latest one, Eternal. I wasn't actually liked Doom, the 2016 Doom better, because it had a little bit more of a story. This one, Doom Eternal was fun, but it was just, it was getting tiresome after a while. Hey, Chatty, welcome, welcome. So, um, yeah, I think, having some of these mechanics, to me, it definitely adds to the game and to the playability of things. Like because another one that I kind of remember, and I do remember quite fondly, and I really enjoyed it, is if you played, what is it, Wolfenstein, and one of the latest one, I think the first one in the reboot, um, the part where you confront the Nazi lady in the train, and you carry that tray with the coffee. I was just like walking around, just to see how the coffee moves in the cups, just for that, and that was really enjoyable. It wasn't anything that was um, impacting the story of the game, but it was something that was that's kind of how I feel about this thing with the dog in the crate, right? The dog in the crate. Dark side, definitely I'm thinking of controller as well. I think that's going to be a little bit later down the line. First I wanted to get everything settled for like for the game itself. And I think once I have that, I think controller is just going to be something to add as well, of course. I was thinking of that from a while back. Mm. Yeah, well, thank you, Chatty. So I was just showing it off. I'm not sure if you just joined. I was just showing him off a little bit earlier. But what I'm trying to do here is I'm trying to also get him to attach the dog to the vehicle. So that's what I'm gonna do next. Right now, you can pick him up. You can interact and open the trunk to the vehicle. You can't set him in the trunk just yet. So that's what we're going to try and do. So let's get to it. Let's go. All right. Well, where was I? So right now I can get him so that I'm not interacting with the dog once I overlap with the trunk because like I said, I wanted for the trunk to take priority over what I'm holding. Um, and um, what I want to do. Oh yeah, well, the physics with the dog and driving the car will be fun. Well, the dog is just gonna be literally just sitting there. It's not gonna you're not gonna be able to see him anyways. So, and the other thing is, before we get into this, what I wanted to mention is something that I was trying to do, and just to play around with the crate a little bit more because it's cute. What I was trying to do is actually get the physics animation to work. And I got him to work pretty decently. Like the dog would respond really well once you like go sideways or like go forward and then like briefly just pull back, kind of stop. But the problem was it was really jerky at times. Like it was um it looked like one of the bones was having a seizure, like it was just kind of oscillating up and down when I was moving. So what I ended up doing is the dog has an animation blueprint. So basically what I'm doing is if the speed of the player is greater than 0, basically when you're moving, um, the um, I'm just playing like a little bit of a transformed bone on it on his neck. And I was actually thinking it actually looks a little bit more realistic than because there's also a few animations that are getting blended in here, you know, when he looks to the side and such. So um, so yeah, I'm just doing the little motion for this, and the same thing goes for the a dog for the collar. You know, like the little tag moves along. And it's also just made through an animation blueprint because again, even with constraints or with the physical animation, it did not come out really. I mean, anything that was, it was very jerky and I didn't like it. So I was thinking, okay, you know, I'm just going to keep it simple. And that physical animation is also an experimental class, so, or an experimental component. So I just didn't want to um, do with that headache. Hey, wait, will there be third person driving? Yes, there will, because I'm thinking that could be, something that might make it easier on folks. So let me just drop him. Not sure if I've ever shown you this, but you can press C and this is how it would look in third person driving. So of course, once you get out of the vehicle. Okay. So let's get back to it. Like I was saying, the way that I'm doing the interaction is I have this interaction sphere here, which when you overlap with it, the character when it overlaps, it it allows you to open the door. It allows you to open the door only based on a dot product with the sphere. So this kind of I'm putting this as a trunk door handle and it's attached to the door trunk, kind of where the handle would be. So based on you looking at this is when you can actually interact with the trunk. Now, um, when this one swings open, what I need to do, I need to set another one like this inside here to um, for you to interact with the kind of the trunk floor, so to speak, you know, where you would place the dog. And that's what we're going to try and do. So let's get to it. Let's see, I got this truck door handle, so I'm going to duplicate this and I'm going to call this trunk uh, trunk floor handle because you're going to be looking at it and um, to interact with. So let's see where that is. It's all the way back here. And for this one, since this is a static placement, I don't need to, like for this one, I was saying that I painted it to the socket, and this one doesn't need to be. Noob Knight, welcome, hello. I just came to stream and saw the dog. Did you make those animations for the dog or no? So this is actually from a marketplace package, and luckily it was free some months ago, moons ago, and it's called it's actually a kind of an expensive package. So luckily, like I said, I'm a hawk when it comes to looking for discounts and um, looking for um, um, you know, anything that's on the cheap side and that works. So this package, I mean, if you're interested, it's from this developer here called Jim. He's got some really cool looking things. Um, and this particular one is the German Shepherd, which was free way back. Yeah, as you can see, they're quite expensive. So that you know, comes with the territory. There's a lot of stuff in it. I mean, like it has a lot of animations. You can literally create a pet, you know, that would, you know, do stuff, attack. It's got a ton of animations. I wish, I'm not sure if for this money it might be too cheap, but I wish it already had an animation blueprint. But right now it only has the animations. From what I can tell. So you would have to create your own blueprint for the dog. But again, it's an I think it's an awesome package. So and Chadi, yeah, I do the same thing. I plan to move on 5.2, but once it gets out of preview, I think that's when I'm gonna do it. Dark side, the texture on the ground is a little flat. Try to put some rocks and pebbles. Oh, of course. I mean, this is literally just test level, and it's not even the ground material that I have in my persistent kind of main map. And that one does have a lot of, you know, grasses and other things on the ground, rocks, like you were saying. Um, yep. Okay. So let's take a look at this, and hopefully I can um, not not overheat my little brain processor here on thinking how to do this. But basically, what I want to do is once I handle once I unregister the dog from being interacted with, so that's when you don't see that little UI showing up above, you know, that you can interact with the dog, you know, like drop the crate. What I want to do is um, at this point, let's see. So when I open the door, I'm going to interact with them. And then when the door is open and the status of it is 0, there's the way this was set up is there's these variables here, which is a 0 or 1. And if the door trunk is set to 0, it means that I believe it's closed. So then if it's 1, it's open. Um, So if this one is 1, let me see if I can update the interact text to say place the dog here. So let's see. So this one, let's call this place crate. Let's see if this nodes get hit. Once I have the dog, um, and actually I'm thinking this should be um, it needs to, let's see if this changes first. Dark side, I do not. I don't play multiplayer games, so not necessarily that that factors into my decision to not have that, but it's um, I mean, it's just it's a single player game, so all right. So let's see what happens here. It does hit that set interact text. And let me quickly fix the little the interaction with the dog so I can interact with him again. Hopefully I can get this in here. Let's see if this works. All right. Yeah, I mean, definitely, Chatty. I do like, and to be honest with you, I've never played co-op. It's definitely cool. It depends on the game. Like I think, so here's an example. I think a lot of people complain about because like I play Wolfenstein. Like I'm a fan of Wolfenstein. So I've played Wolfenstein Youngblood, right? I think that one is, you know, with the two sisters, and you can do a co-op, I believe, between the two. Um, and I think people were complaining that it's not, it doesn't work so well or something like that. And, um, you know, so there's, aside from the additional complexity, so it's, aside from the additional complexity, I think it could go bad. Um, and that's my only fear, like it's the added complexity is one thing, but then the fact that it can completely, take detract from the game is it's a tough one. Doom Knight, dealing with some money issues, and I'm looking for starting working on them. I'm going for out of there. Are any good free packs that I can use? Um, Also, that's the one thing, like with Unreal, there's quite a lot of free packs. Just check the marketplace. I can't tell you for sure, but um, all right, there we go. So at least we got this fixed, the interactions. So everything works as expected. We can pick up the crate, we can open the trunk, and we just don't have that interact with that point yet. But once I move away from the vehicle, I can drop the crate again and interact with the dog, which is perfect. That's one thing we got done. Good. Um, so sorry, Noob Knight. Yeah, well, there's definitely quite a lot of free stuff out there, and there's also Sketchfab that you can look at. There's a ton of stuff that I got off of Sketchfab from a lot of great developers, and of course, you need to credit them, and I try to do that as often. I mean, I try to do it all the time, and my apologies if I miss some of them, but. But yeah, I mean, even on the marketplace, there's a ton of like under the UE learning, the marketplace free stuff. There's quite a lot of things out there. But yeah, the monthly free things are just a godsend. They're amazing. So Chad, yeah, it's a risky move. Um, yeah, and it not necessarily ruin it. If done right, totally. But then again, I'm also on my own, like on your own. But that's the main thing, about it. I don't want to introduce additional complexity for starters, and then something that I'm not too familiar with when it comes to co-op, because that would involve, like networking stuff and all that jazz. So um, yeah, it's unfortunately, I'm only seeing headaches, when it comes to that. Okay, so what I'm trying to do now is here's kind of just as a give you a quick overview. Um, there's a couple of things that I'm doing here. This is kind of the main thing that shows up this calculate dot product through the driver door handle. So what I'm trying to do is if it's in range of the trunk, I need to calculate the dot product to the trunk door handle, and um, I'm going to try and do off of this a sequence where if the the calculate dot product is less than oh 08. So basically, I'm not looking at the trunk lid. I'm going to try and do another calculate dot product here to see if I'm looking at the floor space. Ha, that rhymed. So from here, I'm going to do the trunk floor handle that I'm going to be looking at, this component. And if that's greater than, let's make it a little bit more targeted, maybe 0.85, just a little bit more. So if that's the case, I'm going to try and basically do the same thing that I'm doing here. As you can see, I have these do once and reset. So that way, I'm only setting the visibility of that UI one time. I'm not gonna um, I'm not gonna keep on running these on tick. Kind of setting them visible to invisible. So. So Dark Side Gaming, I do have an Instagram. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, If you look me up by my name, I think I should come up. Yeah, there you go. You can just look up my name on Instagram and I should be able to find me. Noob Night, let's go. Andre's single player gang. You know, I've when I was when I was little, when I was younger, uh, that sounds so long ago, but I remember Counter-Strike coming out. You know, like Counter-Strike and what was the other one? StarCraft, and of course, that was kind of the start of this type of gaming. I remember like ditching school to go to the internet cafe that was conveniently located right across the street and play with my friends, like StarCraft and Counter-Strike. And that was a lot of fun. I do it's I think there's definitely games that are t- totally geared towards multiplayer. And some games that are just geared towards single player. It's what it is. But but yeah, it's a lot of gaming is a lot of fun. I mean, what can I say? It's like I think they call it escapism, like escaping from reality for a little bit. And yeah, chatty. CS 1.6 and a game called I haven't heard about Metin 2. And the thing of the matter was that um, back then we didn't have the best of internet connectivity, so we did have um, we were playing on LAN, LAN, like just a local network, and that was the way things were working. But um, but it was fun either way, because like nowadays, I think people get a lot easier, more and more upset because there's somebody across the world that is like sniping them or something like that. Back then, it was just like 10 guys in a room playing Counter-Strike, and if you would die, like, hey, dude, why'd you do that? And you know the guy, so you can't like be upset at him forever, like, but. With the online thing, it's a lot easier to like rage on somebody that's across the world. And it's like, okay, well, um, excuse me. Dark Side Gaming. When I was younger, I used to tell my parents that I was going to school. I was going to a nearby arcade. Oh yeah, there you go. That's what it is. Um, all right. Well, let's see. So, um, this is kind of interesting now that I'm thinking of it. Um, let's actually not. I'm just gonna set it to place crate. If we're looking at it, because that's the only, with the doors, with the doors you can open or close, you have two messages, but when you have only one action, like placed crate, that's, I think I just want to have that one thing showing. Chatty, uh, you do know that game, there's only a few people that actually still remember that. Oh yeah. Yeah, that was a lot of fun, because like I said, you would skip school with like your friends and then just go across, well, in my case, it was right across the street, um, to this kind of neighborly garage that would set up into a um into the internet cafe. Okay, so now why doesn't it allow me to, let's do some debugging here for a little bit. And I'm gonna need to clean up a little some of these things. Oh yeah, there you go. Oh, Halo. Yeah, we I don't think I got to the Halo stage. All right, let's see. I'm gonna move this to the side so I can like look at it in real time and see what's happening here. Why doesn't it calculate the good old days? Yeah. Well, um, if you think about it, there's so many games out there that have come and gone, but I think Counter-Strike is something that a lot of people still have on their mind, you know? All right. Well, so I am getting this one this one works as expected when it comes to looking at things, but it's not updating the text itself. Why is that? Oh, could it be because of this? I think it might be because of this. Let me stop it real quick because I was testing for the door being open to change the text, and now it's not I don't need to have that because the trunk. Oh, actually, I do need to check for it because I don't need to. I don't want to update the text unless the door is open. So let's change this value and let's try it out. Oh, you did? Oh, I actually haven't played Counter-Strike Go. Um, like I said, I haven't played probably due to time, but I haven't played um, a lot of like I said, I haven't played multiplayer games in forever. So why doesn't it interact or like set that visible? Oh, okay. I think I might have a thought on this. Let's take a quick look. Um, so these do once nodes are extremely useful, but it's so oh yeah, I think well that's the issue. It's not doing it consistently. So I think it's have to do with the way that I'm resetting the do onces because there's like multiple do once. There's like one when you open the trunk. You know. Um, oh yeah, there it is. There it is. Good catch. The one thing that I am not let's see. So this is the only trouble is when I carry the crate. It does work when you don't have. Oh yeah, there it is. Now it's there. But um, I need this to fire after I open the trunk as well. So that's what I'm trying to understand why it's what's the bugaboo here with this? Chatty, how many hours you work during the work? Somewhere around between 40 and 50. Usually more in the lower ends of 40s, Luckily, that's, I'm lucky enough to not carry that after hours, like I believe there's a lot of jobs out there that they stick with you after hours, kind of not necessarily because of the stress or like part of it is the stress, but also uh, kind of some of the tasks that you might be doing, and but I'm lucky enough that I can disconnect and do some work after my daily 9 to 5. Hey, Darkside, welcome, and thank you so much for stopping by. Appreciate that, and yeah, have fun for well, as much as you can have for the exam. But I hope to see you on the next one. I'll do it again tomorrow at noon Eastern. So good luck with the exam and have a good sleep. All right. Well, let's see what's happening here. So I am getting the place crate, but not so much when I have. Well, actually, um, it's it's when I look down. So let's take another peek at this exactly when it happens because it's so I'm coming up here. So when I open the trunk, this one now should say, because I'm looking right at that trunk lid point, it should say place crate. Um, yeah, exactly. Chatty, just more tasks as well. So that's entirely true. That's how things work, right? Oh yeah, I think I might know what might be happening here. So I need to also reset this on overlap. So let's also, oh man, these things got grayed out. There's so many of them now. It's tough to see where to link them. So let's try. I'm gonna try and link it here to reset at that point. And here, let me see. I'm gonna try and link it here to reset it, but I want to make sure that, shoot, I should have done it as a sequence because you can't really drag off of. And of course, I'm gonna try and think of a better way to do this, but at this point, I'm just gonna try and see if we can get this fun thing to work. So this one is gonna overlap. It's gonna reset this part here. Let's try and reset this one as well. And then let's try and reset it from that. All right, so it still says place crate, but at least when I get close to it, it does say the right text, and this one is correct. That one gets updated. So close trunk, open trunk. So now here, when I open the trunk, I actually, let's see, when I do open the trunk, I want to, so literally when I interact with it, let's see if this gets hit. Chatty, what do you think of Blender 3.5? That's a great question because I don't use Blender 3.5 and mostly because I I'm so used to 2.79 and for my needs, um, that's um, that's the one that I'm gonna that I use is 2.79. I haven't tried. I've tried two. I mean 3.4. I think at one point. But like I said, for my uses, I don't have any of the plugins or add-ons that I have bought for 2.79 in 3.5. They're not ported over like that. You need to buy them again. So I'm not going to spend the money for something that I can do in 2.79 just as well. And a lot of things actually that I've tried, and maybe I don't know how to do it, but a lot of things that I've tried doing in 3.4 did not work as well as 2.79. And namely weight blending, like the weight painting on when you assign bones, and that was pretty important to me. So I'm like, okay, you know what? Never mind. I'm just gonna stick to 2.79. Okay, well, so now that that door is open, I've opened the door and let's see, how can we print something to tell us that we're placing crate now? Yeah, yeah. Um, oh, I mean, I definitely like the way 3 dot 3.4, I believe, was the latest one that I've tried. So I'm just gonna have to look away to like place the crate. Placing crate now. Oh, that's perfect. Okay, well, I think we have a way to interact and actually be able to place the dog. So let's try that out. Um, in terms of class, and this is gonna be the dog crate. So again, this is more for like prototyping. I'll refine everything a little bit later, but attach actor to actor. And then, actually, no, let's do, so let me just bring this over here. But yeah, like I said, there was a couple of issues, especially with, like I said, with the weight painting on skeletons that, when it came to transferring data between them, that did not work so well. So I just decided to stick with 2.79. And again, since I don't use it professionally or in any kind of situation like that, you know, it doesn't really matter what you use. There's like carpenters out there that use like a 20, 30-year-old hammer just because of they were so used to it and like the balance of it is just right and um, kind of like that if I think about it. Okay, so what I'm going to try and do is attach actor to component, and the component here is going to be my car. And with the car, let's take a look where we want to place it. Where would be a good socket to place the crate? You know what? Actually, it might be simpler because I already know that socket, but no, that's for like passengers and stuff. All right, let's see. Door trunk. There's an interior that's right there. Not entirely sure if there's like a socket for. Let's kind of go through these. So there's the driver, there's the siren, there's the passenger, 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 plates, headlights, socket. I think I might need to add a socket of my own. Door trunk, plate, interior, steering wheel. Yeah, it doesn't look like there is a socket for that. Well, in that case, I'm just gonna add a socket. So this is gonna be um, trunk socket. And let's try and place this one right about there. I definitely like this kind of whenever it's below a surface, it turning gray or like turning like the little dotish. It's very useful. Okay, so I think that might be a good placement for it. Let's actually, I'd call it trunk socket. Oh my God. Well, and that's the other thing, that's the other thing. The um, the what do I want to call it? The German Shepherd is such a popular breed when it comes to video games. And from the aspect of, okay, there are like some sturdy dogs, they're used for hunting or like for like kind of canine dogs for police. And like Fallout 4 had I think the dog was also um, German Shepherd. There's a couple of other ones. Somebody on Facebook mentioned Miss Survival, that I'm using their assets or something like that. And well, if this dog would have been one of the other, the developer that made this dog free on the marketplace whenever he did it a while back. If oops, I forgot to actually set the set the socket, and I did call that trunk socket. If he hadn't done that, and he would have put in a cat, I might have used a cat, because just having a pet is awesome. Like I love pets, cats, dogs, but the German Shepherd is, I think, is also a really good looking dog, so and yeah, exactly. Uh, so it's a popular. Let's just look away so I can like let's see if I can interact with the crate. Hey, there he goes. He's in the car. Hey, puppy. And now let's try and drive. And of course, I'm still stuck in that oh, no worries, no worries, Chatty. Um, I'm still stuck in the carrying the crate type of um, you know, overlay state. So, and yeah, I guess that didn't really update properly. But there he is. He's in the vehicle. That works. And we're drifting with and he sticks to the floor pretty good, which I like it. So now the only thing that I'm gonna do offline is clean up a bunch of that spaghetti that I've started creating, and making it so you can take him out of the trunk. And yeah. So with that said, now that I have some of that interaction in place, let's try and get this thing in my persistent in the world. Like remember, for that house, you go into the you open the door, go into the basement, interact with the folks, get them to follow you, pick up the crate and bring it to the vehicle, and then drive away. So let's see how that works. Now that I think the mechanics are all in place, let's see how that would work um, in the actual world. And by the way, I'm just wanted to check. It's what is it, on the almost on the 1 hour mark. Have you guys had any trouble hearing me, like as far as the audio getting cut off or anything like that? I'm just curious if connecting via the cable might have helped. Oh, gotcha. Okay. Yeah, I guess that kind of comes with the territory. Some, I guess, could be. All right, so I have two of the kind of just the basic. I didn't have a lot of. I'm not gonna spend too much time setting them up. Like adding hair and all that. So I'm just gonna leave them pretty basic. Let's also add the crate. Oh, and I need to place them in the proper level. My bad. So this one is house one. We're gonna start there. So that one's in house one. Let's get this one in there as well. And also, so one of them is gonna be, let's give him some names. You know what? I don't. I mean, sometimes it's I mean, I'm not entirely sure if it's the particles here, to be honest. Let me see. That's likely part of it. Try and like minimize some of these windows here, and also close some of these classes. Sometimes just having one of these skeletons open might take up some of the frame rate as well. Um, yeah, that made it a little bit better. Let's see how it runs once I jump into game mode. I'm curious myself about that. All right, so I'm gonna give these two some names. So that one's Jane and maybe Sam, as I labeled them before. And let's give them a couple of dialogues, or at least one for the uh, follow me, I believe is what the simple one to get them to follow you. Yeah, it was a big change, from like 17 to that. Not entirely sure why that is. I'll need to do some investigating on that because I believe if we look at Start RHI, it's not a whole lot different than what's outside. So, um, I mean, I'm not entirely sure if it could also be due to these characters um, being metahumans. Let me see. So if I'm gonna hide these two. Yeah, no, that doesn't really impact it. Um, that's definitely a good question. Let's see how it looks in game. Let me add the dog crate as well, somewhere around here. What I actually did is actually make this when it's in the world. I made it at 1.5, so it looks a little bit bigger. It might be maybe a little too big, but it's doable, I guess. Oh yeah, yeah. I don't think it's metahumans. The metahumans, what they do is their biggest impact is once you have like hair assets, and namely the hair when it's I know it has a couple of things, like there's strands, there's merge cards, and yeah, exactly. Thank you, thank you. So depending on the type of hair that you use, it's gonna impact performance pretty decently, I would say. Okay, well, let's add a vehicle in here. So, 80 SUV car, let's place it right about there. And where is my start? Da, 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 da. Yeah, like right now, it plunged because I also have that vehicle selected that has another render on it. So that's gonna kill it pretty badly. And of course, Lumen also takes up quite a bit. And yeah, there's no, as you can see here in the corner, there's no HLODs built, and that also puts some pressure on it as well. So there's still quite a few things left to optimize. All right, let me look for the player start, and trying to use the one that's over here and not over yonder. Uh, okay, why the hell did I move that all the way there? I don't know. Oh, I guess I can use this one from here. So let's just move it closer to this here. And what's the tag? What's the starting tag for this? Tag Player start small town. Da, 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 da. Let's check this out. Player start small town here. All right, let me make sure that I'm loading everything when I start. As far as, so if anybody is interested, this is kind of how I handle, the loading into the world. So in begin play, if it's in dev mode, which we are, level the map, which is like the entire the world outside. And now what I need to do is the house one. I'm not going to load the residential houses just for performance. So house one, and then the small town. Random, Chatty, random question. You think we'll have more revolutions in here? That's a great thought. I mean, um, I think at the moment it looks pretty damn realistic. It's just a matter of performance catching up, right? Because it's uh, it's all, nice and fun to see these showcases, and I think I mentioned this before, seeing all these showcases that look amazing, even though they run at 30 frames per second, but they run on a 4090. Have you checked how much a 4090 is, if you can get your hands on one? Yeah, it's that much. I mean, that's probably not the perfect example, but look, this is at Best Buy, and that's, of course, if you can find it, 1600. So, I mean, I'm not gonna spend that kind of money on that kind of video card because, yeah, I could buy one now, just thinking of working on my game if my game is coming out in 10 years from now. But hopefully, God forbid, that's not the plan. Um, when, 10 years from now, 4090 would be, like my 1070 is now, mid-level to lower level. So it's, you know, uh, I think performance is what they should, oh my God, what's going on? Shoot, shoot, that was a big fall. Humpty Dumpty was up on a wall. He looked down and took a big fall. Where did I start? Player start. I thought that was what I called it. So, and to some extent also I feel like, um, I totally get it, with, like, realism in games and how far you you can take it and such. But at the same time, um, oh, it's not even in the proper level. That's why. So at the same time, it's, realism. I think it's definitely something great for, like, horror games, like very atmospheric kind of games. But um, if you look at the some of the games that are most sold out there, they're not necessarily the ones that look the most realistic, that's so I think the market is open to anything, be it realistic, be it, the most crazy hair simulations ever. Yeah, totally. All right, where's the interaction? It's kind of a little bit higher up. All right, so let's pull that back. Oh, I forgot something. Oh my God, where's the interaction for this little carpet thingamabob? I think I'm still stuck in the door interaction, so. All right, so they're down here. Yeah, so as you can see, it works quite a bit better now at like around 40 frames. Heavens. Whoa! There's the dog. If you might ask yourself, what's the dog doing? Don't mind him. He's just flying around. He finally achieved zero G. Have you ever seen that? What was that song from? Was it Sting or The Police? I think it was Sting. Sting. Um, Man in the Moon or something like that. I can't remember. Okay. Well, God, now he's like stuck in that corner there. Let me see if I can actually. That'd be kind of interesting test of physics. Let me see if I can like coax him out of there. Hey, Gurkhan, welcome. Don't I have? I guess I'm not having, or even if there is anything, it's probably like stuck on the. Oh wow, Gurkhan, welcome, welcome. I guess you don't always see trying to use a gun to get a floating dog in a crate close to you so you can interact with him. Um, you don't really see that too often. All right. Well, let me actually make him so that the he's not applying physics. All right, and it's resting. All right. Well, let's try that again. That was kind of fun. All right. Well, let's get into the house. And I'm gonna, unfortunately, I think with this door, there's like a little bit of a. And what I did forget is good puppy. That's a good puppy. Um, well, part of it is this is kind of odd why it's like flying around like this. Still flying around. Okay, so that's just that's not related to. Should I not? I can't remember what the is resting was set to. But the one thing that I do miss is, which is probably most important, is adding a navigation. I don't think I've added one yet. Um, I might have tried to add one to test that enemy NPC at the back of the house. But let me see, is this still there? Apparently not. I might have deleted it. So let's add one in. So that way, the because this is one thing that I haven't tested out yet. So let's see what kind of trouble it can create. Is the the friendly NPCs being able to navigate up these stairs? That's the bigger question here. So they'd be able to move around the basement, but I'm kind of wondering about the stairs. And let me check on the collision for this. So show simple collision. So that might be a little bit of an issue if we have it. I'm not sure if that's the one that's causing it. Let me see if I'm setting these a little smaller. Okay, so now they can go up there if they're that small, but with the way that the basement is set up, it needs to be a little higher. So let's see. I know there's some settings that you can do. I'm not sure if it's directly in here. I believe it's in it's in either I think it might be in the project settings for the navigation mesh to actually, um, be able to approach different angles. So let's see where is that? Is it AI system? I don't think it's AI system. It's something with the navigation system, navigation mesh. Let's see what that could be like. I thought there was like was it the agent height? Size of the tallest agent that this will path with this nav mesh. Let's try changing some of these settings here to see if we can get them up. There we go. So it is that value, this agent max step height. So I'm wondering if it's just kind of the angle of the thing. Let's see if we can how far can we get it to go up there? But oh yeah, so now what's happening is it can't get past it because, well, for starters, let's see if we hide the door. No, actually hiding it doesn't really do anything. So when the door opens, it's going to be able to follow that path. And let's see if we move this out of the way, and then also the door. So it looks like they can kind of link. I'm a little bit afraid about this area here because this one is really tight. Um, this might not connect, so they might walk up all the way up to the stairs, but they might not connect over here. And I know there's with the navigation mesh, there's like some type of actors that can link between these areas. Like if you I've checked the documentation a while back. So there is a way to, um, whenever there's like a climb, right? So whenever you want the NPC to climb from a place on the ground to a place that's higher up, say on the garage or something like that, you would link them using that. But I'm kind of thinking that that might be something that I'm going to need to use. At least with the current setup that this trapdoor is I have here. Like I said, I was thinking of maybe moving it somewhere else in the house where there might be a little bit more floor space, maybe in this corner here. So I could potentially place it over here, and you know, it could be a lot longer. So for the steps to go down, and also for this to not, because like right here is hitting the wall, so that's why it's getting cut off early. Um, let's see how far the NPCs can get. I'm gonna try that out. Oh, and the one thing that I did forget is um, on the NPC, I mean on the main character, I need to make the capsule a little shorter because that's what I did last time. And while I was working with carrying the dog, I had to adjust the player capsule so that way you don't walk with the crate into the wall. So basically, I'm just moving the mesh back a little bit, so that way the capsule stays in place and it covers some of the crate as well, the dog crate. So that way you don't walk with whatever you're carrying into the wall. But when I did that, I did make the capsule half height a little bit taller, so meaning that I wasn't able to kind of just go straight into the basement easily. That's the one thing that I'm hoping the NPCs are not going to run into either. So let's see how that does. All right, so let's open the door. Try to get the carpet away. I need to open the door again because the overlap kind of conflicts with this one here. All right, so you can go down into the basement. Let's take a look at, I'm wondering in which one, and why is this guy still flying around? I need to check that out and see why that's going on. So let's talk to Sam. Okay, that's not the dialogue that I wanted. This is the dialogue that I wanted. Come on. Oh, I think they can't follow me because, yeah, see, they can follow me to here, but to here, there's no linkage between these two, between that corner there. If you remember, that corner was just a little bit, um, it wasn't, they weren't connecting properly. So that's another thing that can be fixed. And at least at this time, I'm just going to try it through and let me just move these out of the way for a little bit here. And I'm going to place them back on the grid. So I'm just going to move them like 500 each. Oops, nope, I wanted to check that there. That's a little too much. Let's do 100. There, to that point, and this one to that point. Okay. Chatty, so do you ever lose your mind when working with modular pieces? They somehow manage to get slightly offset and it shows not perfectly snapped. Oh yeah, no, sometimes it's totally annoying. I totally get that, and that's why I'm so thankful that we have these developers on the marketplace that put these things together. Like this whole interior of this house. I'm only assuming how long it took them to make this, and also just not only to make it, because like there's a lot of interiors and like a lot of houses on the marketplace. So part one is to make it, and also to place them in a realistic fashion. Like that would look like a house interior and not just like, okay, this one floor is one living room. You know, that's I get it. There's parts of the world that build their houses like that, but I don't like that kind of style. So. Um, and unfortunately, parts of the world is where I come from as well, so they they similarly do it to like that. Um, I'm gonna close this and let's open up the project settings, and I'm gonna try and make this navigation mesh a little tighter. And I believe, let's see, is it the cell size? That's bringing it to 2. Uh, that's 300. Um, all right, so that's the slope. That's the height. It doesn't change much. The radius. Yeah, I think that one might not be. I'm trying to bring these values down as much as I can, but I am not thinking that. Yeah, see, it gets closer. Like even to this point here, there's like a little place that you can navigate, but from here to here is where it's having troubles. So that might be a little bit of a kink in where the entrance to the basement is going to be placed. So let's see. I'm gonna bring these back down to 5, 10, 10. All right. So it can get to this point. The problem is past this point, and let's jump on Google real quick, on the Googles, to check out what was that. Okay, so this is the one that I'm thinking of. Oh, Chatty, yeah, I'm trying to build a kit of my own for a project. Yeah, well, if you ever need any kind of suggestions or anything, if I mean, probably not sure how far I can help you, but feel free to ask. I think you have me on Discord, so okay. Well, so this is not a whole lot, but it does tell you about this thing here, right? So it's a navlink proxy. Is that even such a thing in here? Let's take a look. Place actors, navlink proxy. Okay. Well, there's something here. So from here, oh, that's actually kind of cool. Didn't even think of it. So let's turn this off here. Actually, I'm gonna leave it on and just keep it to 10. So actually, I haven't. I've never tried this. This is the first time of me trying this, and again, that's why it's always really cool to do streaming. That you start to do some stuff, and then, well, let's actually try this. Would this work? Oh, and I forgot to move these back, so that's fine. At least I don't have to like worry about with the interactions. Oh, why are you flying, doggo? All right, so let's follow me. Let's see if you guys can make it up the stairs. Oh, I think they could. I think they're just, I think their capsule might be colliding with, I think their capsule might be a little too tall as well. So let me fix that. Let's see if we can. Because that would be really cool. Like I said, this is the first time of me trying this, and I literally didn't know if it would work or not. Yeah, sounds good, Chatty. I'd be interested in seeing at least what you're working on for that modular stuff. Okay, well, let me get Bud out of the, or like sorry, Milo, because his name is Milo, out of the way, and I'll try and figure out exactly why he's like flying around here because it wasn't flying in my other where I placed him last. So I'll need to figure out whichever setting I have so he's like not the next Rocket Man. Okay, well, so this, yeah, oh yeah, that's a really big capsule. Let's go ahead and I'm gonna open the blueprint editor here, and not sure why it always opens it up like this. So I'm gonna go right into my NPC all the way up to my uh, parent NPC here and set this to 75. All right, I'm just gonna quickly save because you never know. Hey, Arqui Renders, welcome. Hello, hello. And let's try that out. Let's see if we can get these NPCs out of the basement. And of course into the car, because that would be their destination afterwards. Okay, so the interact is up top. This is still open. All right, I believe that's the one that I need to interact with. All right, let's see if oh, that's awesome, guys. That's so cool. Man, that's why I love Unreal. All right. Oh, shoot. That's one of the things that I need to think about, I guess, as well, is this way, this way, this way. It's the door itself. At least they were able to exit because when the door is swinging open, I disable the physics so that way, it doesn't like push you out of the way or do that kind of like a weird type of type of mechanic. All right, so let's get into the car. I'm hoping that I've extended the. Oh, one of them got into the car, and the other one, there she is. I think I might have not have the. Um, all right, that's good. So there we are. Gurkhan, yes, I do have a Discord server. Actually, let me share it with you here on the chat. One second. Da, 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 da. Let's see where that is at. Discord here. Dep. And let's do a invite peoples. And I'm gonna expire it never. Okay, so here it is, Gurkhan. Thank you for asking. Here it is. All right. Well, so now that I have them going the right way, let's try. Let me see if I can pick up the dog and not have him fly around like crazy. Oh yeah, no, thank you so much for asking. And I forgot, I need to place the, and let me hide the navigation mesh because that also takes a little bit of performance out of it. So let me place this back 100 to cover the entrance. And where is the door itself? Might have lost it somewhere in between. Here it is. I think that's kind of in place because I can see the knob here. I still need to like at least edit this door and remove the knob so it's flatter. Okay, well, let's take a look. Um, like I said, I'm gonna need to try and figure out why those physics for that dog crate are acting so odd. All right, and I also need to place some interaction text on these. Okay, so let's go down into the basement, pick up the crate, and talk to Jane. Okay, you guys need to follow me. Come on, let's go, let's go, let's go. Hey, where are your friends? What the heck happened? They weren't able to navigate around here? I might need to adjust the stairs a little bit because they got they got a little stuck over there, I guess. And the door as well. I'm blinding the dog. Come on. Where are you guys stuck? Let's see. Oh, they're still down on the stairs. I'm sorry, doggo. It's not you. It's them. They're still stuck down here. Come on. Let's go. Let's go up here. Why can't they find? Oh, did I mess up their navigation path? And they can no longer go up the stairs. Oh yes, I might have. I went back and I went back and changed some of the yeah, so it's kind of stuck there. Let me see. I'm gonna try and just move these out of the way real quick. Though I thought that they were working. Did I go too far with it? I might have like toned it down too much. So let's adjust the navigation here. Navigation mesh. Um, Agent height. Can't remember what this was, if this is kind of just closing, making it a little tighter to the terrain. And the cell size, probably gonna need to adjust these stairs a little bit because they're a little too abrupt. Like they go up way too. It looks like it's one of those like mountain climbs kind of thing. So that's something to address as well, I would think. Let's see if I can do that real quick. So I'm gonna try and bring them down like so. Hey, so Chadi is asking, hey, I know you do coding in your daytime. What do you think about so I haven't tried it. I keep wanting to try it out to see what it can do, but um, I think it's only going to be as smart as the people that teach it, right? So, and also the resources that I can find online. So I'm sure it can figure out solutions to certain simple problems, but I'm not sure how extensive that could get. That's definitely something interesting to think about, to be honest. Mm. Why is this giving me such a hard time? Yeah, so see, it can get to there. Let me try and I'm gonna do the stairs because actually, I did disabled my just for performance purposes, not sure how much of an impact. So I disabled my Food IK anyways. For the amount of usage I was getting out of it and kind of the jerkiness that it was doing with the feet, I was like, you know what? Just not gonna bother. So let me just do this one as a box. And I always keep messing up which one's the side. So I'm gonna try and make it like this and see if that's gonna help with the navigation. Guess they don't feel like following. Yeah, exactly. Not at the moment. We don't like you anymore. Let's see. Oh, there we go. There we go. That's a much cleaner. That's a much cleaner looking uh, connectivity there. So let's see if we can keep that once going out of the basement here. I don't know why this is. So it works to there. But then if I make it, I'm wondering if it's just the angle got a little too much. Okay, that still works. Okay, so I'll keep it like that, and let's try and adjust these two here. I actually wanted to see if this one, um, I was hoping that this green would change to, or like that color changes to green, but I don't know. So let's see, starting from this point to this point. I'm gonna try this again just with the two NPCs to see if they can follow me. Oh, and I think there might be hopefully there's not going to be a problem right there because, yeah, I think there's a little problem with this here in the basement. This is a ginormous step from what I can tell. Let's take a quick look at player collision. Where was that on the lit player collision? Whoops. Damn. No wonder they can climb that. Um, why did I think that I got it looking okay-ish? Not really, so I'm gonna place it like so, and let's extend it out to here maybe. I mean, that's still pretty terrible. That's one thing that I don't really know if I scale the object, because there's like scaling applied to it. If it does not affect the player collision. So see, that's definitely not how it looks, right? Yeah, that's not what I wanted. So I think let's actually try something else, at least for in the case of the stairs, since I'm gonna have to use various combination of kind of heights and I'm gonna try and add a blocking volume here. So in this area right there, yeah, Gurkhan, that's what I'm trying to see. So I'm gonna have this one, which of course is probably not the best kind of staircase, at least in this scale, but I'm gonna try and add a block. What's it called? A blocking volume, I believe. So I'm gonna try and make this one like this and like so. I'm hoping that it's gonna, the navigation mesh is gonna be, I'm not sure if it's, that's one thing, this is again something that I've never tried. If the navigation mesh is gonna be able to negotiate this blocking volume. And it seems to be to some extent. Not too shabby. Let's see what the stairs are doing. I believe that I had the collision set to project default. It doesn't have any more player collisions, so I would expect for it to be able to navigate it up and down. It looks like it can move up the up the stair or up that blocking volume, but still not perfectly though. So let me see if I have any. I do have quite a few other steps, like stairs slash steps assets. Maybe we can use something else, at least for now. And static mesh, stair. At least maybe something that's, I'm gonna try and delete this one, delete that one. Um, I mean, I'm guessing a metal staircase wouldn't be too out of the question for a basement. Actually, yeah, shouldn't be. I don't see why it would. And let's try and place it a little bit better because this one has a better angle without having to edit the collision. Okay, let's try that out. Let's give that a try. All right, so you can go into the basement, which is good. All right, let's see if they can follow me along. Oh yeah, that's what I want. There we go. Okay, that's perfect. And one thing that I do want to adjust is in here. The mesh was kind of going through the ground because I've made the capsule smaller. Let me close this one here. So now they can follow you out. Let's move these back into place like that. And where is the door? Somewhere in this mesh here. There it is. I should have moved it up, but I wouldn't be able to get past it. Okay, so now let's kind of park this guy in front of the house, maybe. We'll see. So let's try to get into the house, pick up the crate, get them to follow us. All right, so let's roll that back, open the door, get down into the basement. Okay, hey, you gotta follow me. Let's pick up the dog as well. Let's go up the stairs, open the door. Where are they? Oh, don't tell me they got stuck again. Let me just drop the crate out here somewhere. All right. You be a good boy and wait for me, okay? So what's wrong with you? You were able to get up that hill last time? What's going on with it now? Whoa. What the heck just happened? I just died. Oh man, that's something else. All right, so that's just from the vehicle itself, those errors, for the navigation directions. Um, why can it? I mean, I'm only assuming it's something that has to deal with that point there at the top that it can't negotiate that. See, player collision, and this one also has this. I mean, it's a good-looking collision, but it's just let's actually try and adjust that. Maybe that will help as well. Just gonna save real quick. All right, so let's take a look at this mesh and what's the collision settings? Let's uncheck that. Simple collision. I wish there was a way to like um, let's see, remove collision. There we go. So I'm gonna try and add a box simplify collision and Alt H. Let's see if we can get this to help out a little bit better. Not sure exactly if this is at a 45-degree angle, and I'm also doing it in not the right increments. Okay. That didn't really help. I was really thinking that changing that collision to this Might help out a little bit, but it doesn't seem to. Well, I guess that's some kind of food for thought that I need to check out later on today and see why that is. What's the deal with this collision, so we can get these NPCs to navigate the mesh properly. Because it's just this little point here where it's trying to go up this and just I don't really get it because like just adding this collision. Um, I was thinking that it was going to help remove, kind of removing the more complex collision that was per step and doing it as a just a flat box here. I was thinking that that might help with the collision, but apparently doesn't really do. Let's see if I can bring it down to there. It's still nothing. Yeah, so I'm gonna try and figure this out and see what's happening there and why that's impacting um, the the AI, like the navigation mesh. But we have, I think, I have everything in place that I was hoping to do and to show today, namely getting the NPCs to follow me and actually follow me past that point where it's like a little tough navigating on that corner. So hopefully I don't need to move the I don't need to move the basement entry somewhere else and getting the um, the dog crate to pick that up and place it in the trunk of the SUV. So then you can, drive away with everybody inside the vehicle. So I'm gonna tonight I'm gonna try and figure out what's going on with the navigation mesh and the player not going up that slope. Uh, I'm not sure. Like I said, I think it might be due to some collisions, but I'll try and figure that out. And hopefully tomorrow we'll be able to get that everybody into the vehicle, kind of point A to point B, all the way. So, hey, Graal, welcome. Hello, hello. Unfortunately, I was just kind of doing the end of stream speech, so to speak, and I'll resume this tomorrow, and hopefully it'll be something interesting to see as well. Tomorrow we might do a little bit more world building stuff, just to finish adding some of the levels that I have in here. I wanted to extend a couple of the villages that I have, not villages, but like these little shacks that I have here. Let's see, where were they? In this area next to this little pond, like right here. There's like a little bit of like a little shack village, and use some of those assets. Hopefully, I can to create like a trailer park area, like a mobile home area somewhere around here at this junction with these roads, either here or around here. So I might just do a couple of them to add a little bit more kind of a world lived in feeling. So yeah. But with that said, thank you so much everybody for stopping by. I hope to see you again tomorrow, again same time at noon, oh, at least noon my time, Eastern time, so 5 p.m. GMT. And yeah, everybody have a great rest of your evening or morning, wherever you are. And I hope to see you on the next one. All right, take care, everybody. See ya.